Yo, what's up, online side hustlers and solopreneurs? Listen, if you have been online any length of time, you've probably been hearing all the fuss about a sales funnel. It seems like for the last 5 or 10 years or so, everybody is talking about why you need a sales funnel as if it is the magic bullet to success in your online business. Where in today's video, I'm going to share with you what a sales funnel actually is, but probably more importantly, what a sales funnel is not. And then I'm going to give you the 3 magic ingredients that is absolutely necessary to make your sales funnel work. And I don't hear a whole lot of people talking about these 3 ingredients. And that's probably why, if you try to use a sales funnel in your business, you're frustrated that you didn't have this magic explosion in your business like everyone suggests. So I'm going to break it all down for you today. So let's get into it. Yo, real quick, if you do not know me, I'm Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, and I'm on a mission to help online side hustlers and solopreneurs leverage newbie-friendly technology, including sales funnels, so that you can do what? Automate some of your processes. You need to learn how to make money more effectively and efficiently so that you can stay in the game long enough to get good enough to graduate to becoming an entrepreneur, CEO, and even business owner, to develop and build a type of business that you can either sell or pass down to the next generation. So we're talking about sales funnels today. And I guess first, let me explain to you what I believe a sales funnel is. It is not a web page or series of pages, right? Those are included in sales funnel, but that does not make up the sales funnel. The primary job of a sales funnel is to bring someone into your world, whether they know you or not, in a way that allows them to get to know you, get to like you, and get to trust you so that they ultimately will buy from you. Now, let's just look at those 3 things. I'm bringing someone into my world who may not know me. Can a web page alone get them to know me, like me, and trust me? Chances are not on the first go around. That's why 90% of people who land on a sales funnel are not ready to buy, and most entrepreneurs are dropping the ball because they don't have a complete funnel in place, meaning something to help capture the 90% of the people that are not ready to buy at that time. So if you have a web page that leads to another page, that alone is not a funnel. It's all about a strategic process to bring someone into your world, into your ecosystem, to help them get to know, like, and trust you enough to actually buy from you. And chances are they're not going to do that on the first go around. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump on the board, and I'm going to show you what the layout of a sales funnel looks like. And then I'm going to give you the 3 magic ingredients to make a sales funnel actually successful. So let's hop over to the board. All right, so here we're on the board. A lot of people think that a sales funnel is nothing more than a series of web pages. And they think that if they have Wix or Weebly, a lot of people even think a website is actually a sales funnel, but it's not. A sales funnel is a strategic buying process that includes a series of pages, but the series of pages alone do not make up the sales funnel, right? So you'll see people do something like this. They've got a landing page, maybe an image or a video, capture a name, phone number, and email address, or name and email address. That then is going to take people to an actual sales page. This sales page could have a video on it and then a buy button of whatever they're selling. And in addition to that, they may sometimes either go to an upsell, and this is another buying opportunity. This is a product that complements this product. Sometimes if they don't choose or don't want that product, it can take them to a down sale with another opportunity to buy. And then depending on whose funnel you're in, there could be another upsell and another down sale. And if you say no to that down sale, and then you finally end up on the thank you page. Right? Now, these are the pages that make up a funnel, but these pages alone are not a sales funnel because why? A sales funnel is a complete strategy. We said earlier that over 90% of the people who land on a website or a sales page aren't ready to buy at that particular time. Well, guess what? If 100 people lands on your funnel and 90 of them are not ready to buy, then you need a strategy for that to help be or bring those people back or build a relationship with those people until they do buy. So again, a sales funnel is a strategic process that you use to build a relationship with you from strangers to people who know you a little bit to get them to know, like, and trust you to the point that they are ready to buy. But if 9 out of 10 are not ready to buy, then it comes down to what they say is the fortune is in the follow-up, right? 100 people landed on this funnel, 90 were not ready to buy. How do I get those 90 to know, like, and trust me enough to eventually buy from me? This is where the follow-up process comes in. A lot of people, and I'm guilty of this, even some of my funnels today, I'm going back and I'm rebuilding the follow-up sequence because I was good at building these pages. But then if you got through these pages and you didn't buy, that was it. You never heard from me again, right? So now I know that as a solopreneur, I cannot afford to do this. And 90% of the people who landed on my page, whether they knew me or not, they just weren't ready to buy. Yo, what's up, Solopreneurs? Listen, I hate to interrupt this episode, but I've got to tell you about this brand new system called the Solopreneur Sidekick. You guys know I'm always talking about in order to stay in the game long enough to get good enough as a solopreneur, you need some automations, you need some tools, some systems to help you streamline some of your sales, marketing, fulfillment, and even some of your customer service. And this system does it all. Not only is it the perfect all-in-one sales and marketing software solution for solopreneurs because of the amazing tools that it provides, it's also perfect, in my opinion, because of the price. For less than $100 a month, you get all of the tools that you need. You get your CRM, you get your social media scheduling app, you get your business phone number, you get your sales funnel builder, you get your email autoresponder, and even for some industries, there's SMS text message marketing. When I tell you this thing can do everything that you need, it can do everything that you need. Remember, use my coupon code Cortez Hustle 2024 and save $30 per month on an already affordable sales and marketing solution that's going to really work as your sidekick in your solopreneur business. So click the link in the description. Now, let's get back to the episode. But they were interested enough to see what my offer was. But had I continued to follow up with them with additional messaging to help them understand that I do know their problem, I do have a solution, that, my friend, could have brought some of those people back and made them customers, right? So the sales funnel is the entire process of getting someone to know, like, and trust you in a systematic way where they have very few options outside of what you want them to see. See, when they go to your website, there's all kinds of things that they can click on and they can go down this path, that path, or another. When I send people to a sales funnel, it's a singular focus. They're going down one path. I'm solving one problem, right? And all of the focus is on that one solution. Now, let's count down the 3 magic pills, so to speak, for any sales funnel. Number 3, if you're going to win in the sales funnel game, then your communication has to be on point, right? When I say communication, that means all of the communication, the written words, and even those images and the videos on these pages have to be very strategic. I used to believe that if I'm giving someone something of value at a good price, they should just buy. What we don't tend to think about as solopreneurs is that people come to your buying process with all sorts of reservations about doing business with someone on the internet that they barely even know, whether it's a legitimate opportunity or whether it's a scam. They're bringing that stuff to your page. You know what sets them at ease? Your communication, right? And a lot of people aren't talking about this part of your funnel strategy. What do you say up in the follow-up emails? What do you say on the actual pages that are more than just describing the product that you're selling or the offer, but are you describing also the feeling that your prospects are going to get when they solve that problem, right? Are you describing in your messaging, in your videos, why it's going to work for them, right? Are you answering the questions that they have when it comes to their reservations? Are you letting them know that if you are A plus rated in the Better Business Bureau, is that evident that's answering the question, is this legit or not, right? So number three, your messaging got to be on point. That's one of the magics bullets of creating an amazing sales funnel that actually converts. The second magic pill that no one seems to talk about when it comes to sales funnel is your overall brand, right? Does your brand, everywhere that you show up online, does it appear that you are trustworthy? Or does it say something different, right? I teach in the branding process that you have to be very intentional about building the brand that you want. Because if you're not intentional, you could be building a brand that you don't want, right? And what is your reputation after all? Is what people say about you behind your back when you're not present. What is your brand saying about you when you're not present? Yes, I'm talking to you now, and you guys can feel the warmth in my voice, or at least I hope. But if you go and Google me, are you going to feel that warmth with some of my other products, my other content on the internet? Are you going to feel like you can trust me? Or are you going to feel like I'm the expert in certain areas when it comes to this digital marketing, specifically for solopreneurs, right? Building a solid brand helps this work even better, right? So, number three, your messaging has to be on point, right? I learned from Marcus Y. Rozier that out of those 92, those 8% of people who are actually ready to buy when they land on your funnel, you know how to cut that in half? If your messaging isn't on point, then that 8% who are ready to buy, only 4% might buy from you because you've thrown them off with your messaging. So messaging is very important. Number two, brand. Most of the time, they're not getting away from that initial encounter with you if your brand ain't on point. So they're not even going to your sales funnel. So make sure you're building a solid brand. And the number one thing that really makes a funnel work is your targeting, right? I hear, I can't remember if it was Myron Golden or someone else talks about, it might have been Alex Hermosi, right? He asks a bunch of entrepreneurs, if you were selling hot dogs, what do you need in order to be successful selling hot dogs? A lot of people said marketing. Some people said a good recipe. Other people said a good bun you need a good bun to go with your hot dog. Some people said you need something cold to drink to go with your hot dog. But the answer is what you really need is a starving crowd. And your targeting allows you to seek out and speak directly to a starving crowd, a group of people who are not just hungry for your offer, what you have, but they're actually starving. And it doesn't even matter whether your pages are fly. It doesn't matter if your messaging is all the way on point. If you got a starving crowd and you send them to your funnel and that offer can solve that hunger pain, chances are a good portion of them will buy. So take the time to answer the who, what, where, why, when, and how of the people that you're trying to sell to. Who are they? What problem do they have? What pain does it cause? Where are they on their journey? How do you solve it? How do you solve it differently than anybody else? Why you care, right? See, I have a reason that I target side hustlers and solopreneurs. I need you to stay in the game long enough to get good enough to graduate to entrepreneur, business owner, and even CEO, because that's how you're going to build a business that you can pass down to the next generation, right? Starving crowd. Your targeting has got to be on point. Your brand has got to be on point, and your messaging has got to be on point. When you got those three things dialed in, your funnels will work and they will make you a lot of money. Now it's just a matter of how much it will make you. And that's all based on how much traffic you decide to send there. So, really quickly, if you are looking for a great funnel platform, something to build your funnel on, I got to tell you about Digital Empire System SS, right? It stands for Solopreneur Sidekick. As solopreneurs, we're all the hero in our own businesses, in our own journeys, but every superhero needs a sidekick, right? Well, that's what the Solopreneur Sidekick is all about. It's an all-in-one sales and marketing software solution specifically designed for solopreneurs just like you and me, and it's less than $100, and this thing does everything. But watch this. If you use coupon code Cortez Hustle 2024, you're going to save $30, right? Not $30 one time. You're going to save $30 per month. We're talking about your CRM, your sales funnel builder, your website builder, your social media management platform. Like, it does everything that you need to have done for you as a solopreneur. So make sure you click on the link in the description and check that out. And don't forget to use coupon code Cortez Hustle 2024 to save $30 per month. Makes it even way less than $100 a month, specifically designed for solopreneurs just like you and me. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. My whole mission is to make sure that you as a solopreneur survive one more day.